Bird of Prey 5. El Karuga.
Kapla!
Kapla.
I'm going to take this opportunity, however, to suggest that we all hail Karuga. That's all I'm saying.
Forgive me, Doctor. I'm receiving a number of distress calls. I don't doubt it.
Y'all remember to tip your waitresses. Have a mighty fine night.
If you come in peace, surrender or be destroyed. If you're here to make war, we surrender.
Both good. The important thing is I'm meeting new people.
When the appointed hour arrives, the Marauders will deactivate their cloaking devices and begin transporting Klingon shock troops directly to the landing zone.
Landing zone? Where? Tell me.
Why not? Your feeble weapons will be useless against us. We will kill all your males and take your females to mate with.
All right. Now the Federation's taking over, whether you like it or not. You people, you've been running this planet like a piecework factory. From now on, it's gonna be under one roof. You're gonna run it like a business. And that means you're gonna make a profit.
Look at these 3 words written larger than the rest, with a special pride never written before or since. Tall words, proudly saying, "We the people."
Hi, I'm Nicole DeBoer. I played Lieutenant Ezri Dax on DS9, and I welcome you to Bird o' Prey 5 channel. Hail Karoga.
Hello world, it's Bird o' Prey 5, Kapla, and welcome to Bed Life for Monday, September 18th, 2023. I feel like it's still August. I feel like I slept a month away, and I probably did. Probably more than a month this summer. In fact, most of the summer is gone, but that's fine. It's fine. I only now just about starting to feel like I used to, in a way. The good used to, not the bad used to. But even still, 1 or 2 days here is it knocks me for a loop. Last night, I started off with some decent sleep, and through no fault of anyone but myself, I found myself in a stream overnight, and holy shit, could I not get back to sleep. Didn't think for a second that at 1 a.m. I'd be awake listening to a stream, and I would still be up 2-3 hours later listening, and oh my God. But things happen. Not that it was bad, it was just unexpected. And LDG throws in a gifted Bird o' Prey 5 membership. Thank you, LDG. And Mike Richards from Columbus, Ohio, got gifted an LDG Free the Net membership. Thank you so much, LDG. And welcome back on board again, Mike Richards. And I will again have to update the credits. Thank you so much. John DeMarco was first in the chat today, and by the way, today is National First Love Day on this Monday, September 18th. Also National Cheeseburger Day. Now, what if your first love was a cheeseburger? I don't know. I don't know. It's just something to think about. Maybe some other young man's first love was a cheeseburger. And then McDonald's came up with secret sauce. Just weird how that happens. John DeMarco says, not too particular, not in Saratoga, just a cheeseburger in Caroga. I guess John is trying his hand at being a poet, and I'm pretty sure he knew it. He know it. Not Ryan Johnson says hello in Kapla. Hail Caroga, not Ryan Johnson. LDG at Free the Net says this morning in the underground, Bird accused me of killing the back button in browsers with a new feature that would eliminate the need for it so much. If it goes viral, hashtag blame LDG, 4D AI is the future. I don't know what LDG is talking about. I did speak with him in the underground this morning. I did say that what he is calling a feature on what he is claiming to be 4D AI, what he is claiming to be a feature, I think is stupid, because I said that using it would break the functionality of the back button on the browser, to which he said to me that he would create a better back button. But it wouldn't be the back button. It would be a different button coded on the web page that the user would have to know to look for and know exists. And again, it wouldn't be the browser's back button. So I still retort that was just dumb. If I want the back button, I want the back button. And he's like, well, how often do you use the back button? I said, well, quite a bit. And then he accused Momopray of not knowing what the back button even does. To which I said, oh, no. Momopray knows what the back button does. And then he said, I said, no, Momopray knows. And I stood my ground. And then he decided that, well, I didn't use the back button as much as most people. And then he would go on to say that most people are stupid, and I couldn't argue with that, and don't know what they want, but he insists that he is smarter than the back button, and his other back button would be better. And I was like, no, I want the back button to go back. That's all I want it to fucking do, is do what it says and fucking work. And I don't want a fucking better back button. I don't want a fucking orange back button. I don't want a shiny back button. I don't want a Estados Unidos Español, por favor, whatever the fuck that means, back button. I just want the goddamn browser back button to fucking bring me back to the page I was before. It's not fucking hard. It does it fine now. Don't fucking think too much about it. Don't put a fucking 4D AI chess algorithm on it. Just fucking let me go fucking back. If I go back to the fucking first page of Google, then that's where I go. If I go back to check out fucking Wendy's, then bring me back to fucking check out at Wendy's. I don't care. Okay, if it brings me back to fucking pregnant fucking porn, bring me back to fucking pregnant porn homepage. I don't fucking care. I just want it to bring me back to where I was. Thank you. I don't need people like LDG trying to improve the fucking back button. It can't be improved. It's perfect the way it is. Thank you. That's what we talked about this morning in the underground. If that is the kind of topic that you find compelling, then you should head it to the underground at freethenet.org/underground. Richie Poole with some alpacas. Welcome, Richie Poole. Richie Poole says, I can't wait to hear about Bird's first love. I've talked about my first love. There were so many first loves. I don't know where to begin. Is it like the first girl I had a crush on that I remember her name? I mean, I know that was my first grade. The girl I tried to date in first grade and failed. There's that one. Even before that, I'm pretty sure I was attracted to a babysitter, but I don't remember her name because I was too young. Deborah? Oh, Mamo Pray remembers. Probably someone named Deborah, Lorraine, and Roseanne. But I like Deborah the best. Okay, so there it was. Deborah, if it was the first grade girl, her name, I don't want to give away her name. Lynette. Okay, well, Mama Pray did. So Lynette, if you're out there listening, I'm pretty sure I told you in junior high. I was in fact, I told you in first grade. I bought you a fucking ring. I bought Lynette a fucking ring. A ring. It had dolphins on it. I bought it at the New York Aquarium in Coney Island. I think she accepted it too. I think she took the fucking ring. But that was it. Nothing so much. And then in junior high school, her friends thought it was funny that I had liked her in first grade, and they were making fun of me. And they were saying, well, you guys would actually, you would have good babies because apparently I had big ears, and they thought she had small ears, so that we would have normal ear-sized babies. And then there were actual first loves. I mean, by say actual, I mean my first adult love that went unacquainted. Is that the word? Acquainted? You know what I mean. It means they didn't care about me. Richie Poole says, I hope his first love wasn't a Jeep. Or my Jeep! My first Jeep love. At least the Jeep didn't insult me. At least the Jeep didn't hate me. Nobody hated me. They just didn't love me. They didn't care for me in that way. They just wanted to be friends. At least the Jeep, that son of a bitch Jeep did want to just be friends. At least the Jeep, whatever. Richie Poole puts in the mom o pray, sis o pray, nephew o pray, and sassy emoji. Thank you, Richie. Mr. Londell's groovy movie says, Kapla! Bat left to the face! Bat left to the face. Yeah, I get angry. You fucking take my back button, I'm going to bat left you to the face. Yvette, the lovely Yvette, says, good evening, Bird, and everyone. Good evening, Yvette. Words and Pictures says, Kapla, Bird. Good to be here. Good to see you, Words and Pictures. Last Son of K says, Kapla, Bird, and the O praise. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you. Last Son of K, hope you're doing well. And he says, hello, everyone. I hope everyone is having a great day. Richie Poole says, what are the odds Bird will start early again today? Not good. Not good, Richie. Schwario says, hello, you all. Kapla Schwario. Richie Poole says the odds are 228.7 to 1. 2,228.7 to 1. Against Bird starting early, says Richie. Schwario says Bird Prey 5 Kapla Bird. Hope you and the family are doing well today. Sounded like knocking. I don't know. Richie Poole says no need to worry, people. Bird's feeble weapons will be useless against us. Where are we? Sorry, it jumped. Scotty R37 says, someday somebody's going to make you want to turn around and say goodbye. It sounds like a quote, but from where I am at a loss. And it says, hold on for one more day. Was that Indiana Jones? I don't know. Last on the case is Karogan males eat a lot of soy. They're feebler than the weapon. No, that's fake news. That is fake news, last on the K. Dan Ben says, I posted a comment on a YouTube vid today, and then afterward went back to the video to see my comment, and it was gone. Happened 3 times. Just couldn't get a comment on there. Hate that. Sorry to hear that, Dan Ben. Sometimes YouTube is looking for spam. Sometimes some creators might have certain words on their personal ban list or block list. Could be anything. If it doesn't come back, I would just move on. There's so many more videos. It's not worth waiting and getting annoyed over. Like this morning, I tried 3 times to post a video to a Biden. Joe Biden posted a tweet about how if one thing he wants to do more than anything is cure cancer, and I reminded him, or attempted to remind him, that he promised to cure cancer if he was elected, and I attempted to attach the link to my video that I have saved of him promising that, but for some reason Twitter kept saying failed when I tried to post it this morning. So I just stopped and I said, forget it. It really doesn't matter. Nobody gives a shit anyway. And I moved on with my day. And nothing of value was lost. Scotty R37 says, we starting this car, yay. Like and subscribe, tell your mom. Thank you, Scotty. Pop Culture Curator says, hello guys, Kapla Pop Culture Curator. Jedi Bill says, Kapla Brother Warrior, Birdo Prey 5, and all should hail Karoga. Kapla Jedi Bill. Scotty R37 says, Pop and Bill, and he's saying hi to Pop Culture Curator. He's making funny sounds. Pop Culture Curator says, Kapla Bird, hope you and Mamo Prey are doing well. Thank you, Pop. So I hope are you. Last Son of K says, check. Pop says hi to Scotty. Schwario says, don't just tip your waitress, tip your hot waitress more. No, hot waitress makes plenty in tips. Remember to tip your less attractive wait staff. They still need money. In fact, they might need more money. Attractive people get lots of stuff for free already. In fact, was just watching the latest Shuttlepod show, podcast, or whatever the fuck it is, YouTube. It's really not a podcast because it's very, very dependent on the video. And anyway, the woman they had, Liz something, I don't know. I have no idea who she is. I'd never heard of her before. have already forgotten most of her name. She's a 30-something-ish millennial who worked on the assistant art director or something on Picard season 3. And yeah, I don't know. Listen, she was nice. She had an entertaining story. She seemed to have a very nice personality. She looked nice. But they are really scraping the bottom of the barrel in terms of guests during the strike. Like, okay, you were assistant art director for Picard. And you can tell she actually was a Trek fan. She watched all of TNG during COVID. So she's a very recent, relatively recent Trek fan, but a Trek fan nonetheless. I was impressed with her answering of the trivia questions at the end. Even the one she got wrong, she wasn't that far off. But she was like, yeah, she was surprised at how easy it was to meet people, how easy it was to make friends, how easy it was to have all these people come and be interested in her, and how easy it was to get, all these people came up to her at the con, and how she had so successful, and how easy it was to sell a whole bunch of things at Star Trek Las Vegas, and how is it a big surprise? The attractive woman at the sci-fi convention gets all the publicity and gets plenty of people come up to her, and she goes to a film thing, and she just meets people right away, and everybody wants to help her, and everybody wants her to come to their party, and it's like, oh my God, it's like, wow, I was so afraid that I was going to be left alone, that people didn't want me with them. You're a pretty woman in her prime. Oh, I'm shocked. Shocked, I tell you, that she got all the attention. I don't mind that she got the attention. I would be the one giving her attention if I could. But don't come on TV and tell me you're shocked and surprised. I mean, maybe she really is. That's the thing. I think she really is surprised. No, this is the thing. If you're an attractive woman, this is the attention you get. And I'm fine with that. But don't pretend it doesn't happen. Don't pretend that being an attractive woman doesn't make it easy. If you were a me, yeah, you'd be a lot harder to find people saying, yeah, come to our party. Oh, you don't know what to do? Just come with us. We'll teach you. Oh, you need a job? Oh, yeah, I got a job for you. We can find you something. Oh, you want to work on Star Trek? Sure, come work on Star Trek. That's normal, right? You say, I want to work on Star Trek, and next thing you know, you're assistant art director. So yeah, tip your ugly waitresses too, please. Schwario says, we the people. Indeed. Last on the case is, and try the veal. Scotty R37 says February 31st. It's every 4 years is leap year. So every 16 years is double leap year. So every 128 years, there's a February 31st. Or no, that's probably not true. It should be true, but it's not. Gorilla's Random Thought says, Kapla, Kapla, Gorilla. Last Sunday says 4 more days of summer, y'all. Is that it? 4 more days? LDG, says Scotty. Welcome again, Scotty. Pop culture curator says stay away from the salmon mouse. Moose? Salmon moose? Salmon moose. I don't know what salmon mousse is. Like chocolate mousse, but salmon? Oh my God. Scotty says is lolling at Pop Culture Curator. Stay away from the salmon mousse. LDG says Mike Richards, say hi to Bird subscription. Say hello to my package. The Random Menace. Kapla says greetings from the future. First love is unimportant. There is only the real and true love. In my case, there are 3 ladies that rule my world. Ah. Mamo Frey says his mother, Erica, and Olivia. In no particular order, says Mamo Frey. Well, maybe one order. Pop Culture Curator says hello to LDG. LDG says hi to all. Scotty says, should I have a beer or a Sprite? Why not both? LDG says pop. Scotty says cheeseburger in paradise. Sweet Wimpy. Pop Culture Curator says, if your first love was a cheeseburger, did you poke a hole in it first? Well, you see, no, Pop, because I'm thinking, especially if it's a double cheeseburger, that, you know, you come in from the side. Gorilla says, did Pickles take too much LSD again? LDS, as Liz said, okay. Probably. Scotty says, I am not sponsored by Samsung, but I have to say my Flip 4 is the most durable phone I've ever owned, a plus phone. Mr. Londell's Groovy Movies retracted a message. Scotty says, I threw it by accident and it did not break. Richie Poole saying, bird rant. Scotty saying, fuckity, fuck, fuck, fuck. The Random Menaces has the back button, the same function as the back zipper. Oh God, no. LDG is smiling. Last on a K. Hashtag bird rant. Miss Londell's Groovy Movie says, when you engage in an argument with LDG, you enter a battle of wits with an unarmed opponent. Scotty says, my underwear is pregnant. Dan Van says he wants a bucket of porn. Scotty says 2 buckets, yeah. Scotty says the lady gremlin from Gremlins 2. Oh, God. Scotty says my first kiss was a girl named Angela. Joe Lau says greetings programs. Kapla, Joe Lau. Joseph Dredd says Kapla, Birdo Play 5 in chat. Kapla, Joseph Dredd. Dan Ben says, my Android phone, there's a back button at the bottom. Some adverts like YouTube Premium are putting the accept button in the same place, so you might accidentally press it. I hate browsers. I hate mobile browsers. I hate mobile phones, cell phones, smartphones. I try to use them, the internet on them, as little as possible. I hate apps. I try to do my computing the old-fashioned way on a computer. Dan Ben says, so when looking at Instagram stories, there's a love heart button at the bottom where the back button is. So I don't want to actually press that if I had to press back. Scotty R37 says, hello. Unrequited, I think that was the word. Thank you, Joseph Dredd. Unrequited. Last on the case is they get sneaky with the X, the close ad to button. Dan Ben says, my first kiss with a girl was called Heidi. Second girl was Penny. Third kiss as all at school. It sounds like you're a very popular person there at your school there, Dan Ben. I didn't have 3 kisses at any school. I don't think I had 2. Scotty says, can you guys see me? I'm sure they can. I'm sure they can. Dan Ben says, it's not supposed to say as in my last message. Well, it's okay. It's close enough. I assumed you were just putting in initials for whatever reason. Joseph Dredd says hello to Scotty, thereby confirming Scotty's existence, to which he thanks him. Pop Culture Curator says, I kicked a girl and I liked it. Well, that's one way of doing it. The Random Man says, Scotty, I can see chat people. Scotty says, is David Beckham still married to that Spice Girl? And then he thanks everybody for confirming his existence. Last on the case says, well, we all see you except LDG. He's a bot. Dan Ben says, it's a quote from a song. I thought so. Joseph Dredd says, Scotty, I think so, but I'm usually behind on celebrity news. Scotty says, Patterns of Force, tomorrow on Jill's channel. Trek Germany. Awesome. Patterns of Force, the Nazi episode of Star Trek, the original series. Spock tells Kirk he'd make a very convincing Nazi. One of the more interesting episodes of the original series. Jedi Bill says, no, Bird of Prey 5. Those were lyrics to a song by Wilson Phillips. Okay, so it was lyrics to a song. It was not a quote from a movie. Got it. Dan Ben says, someday somebody's going to make you want to turn around. Is Hold On lyrics by Wilson Phillips, 1990. Thank you, Dan. Dan Ben says, yeah, sometimes this happens to me. I try posting a comment, it won't do it. It turns out the actual post was deleted. Dan says, I don't know why someone posted Wilson Phillips lyrics. Anti-Derivative Jill says, driving and listening. Drive safely, please. Pop Culture Curator says to Dan Ben, Wilson Phillips, who's he? Oh, I've heard of Wilson Phillips. Scotty says, Wilson Phillips is a lady. Trio? Okay, now I am confused. Executive producer Saul Leibowitz says, Kapla, Bird of Prey. Ask not what Karoga has done for you. Ask what you can do for Karoga and what you can do to see Kissing Dax. Now, absolutely, you can see Kissing Dax with a super chat. It's a chance. It's a risk. It's not promised. It's a bit of a gamble to be. You have to be willing to step up and take a risk. You might get it's a fake. You might get eyebrow Dax. I don't know. You might get something else. Pop Culture Curator says, nice personality and nice looks. What drugs are you on? Well, she seemed to have a decent personality, and she was, she was cute. She wasn't unattractive. I'd put her at I don't know, a solid 7. Certainly better than I would ever expect. Far above average. Far enough above average. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are certain people here on YouTube that are probably would score higher, but for a random woman that I knew from nobody, she was cute enough, and she had a Star Trek job, so that already adds like 4 points. Jedi Bill, with a $1.50 super chat. Thank you so much, Jedi Bill. And will that get some kissing docs for us all? Will the YouTube gods smile upon us and deliver us some kissing docs? We'll see. We will see any moment. Any moment. Scotty yells Jill, and Jill says it's never too late to start watching Star Trek. That's true. Pop Culture Curator says, why would they give themselves a man's name? I don't know to whom we're referring. Wilson Phillips? Andrew Jill yells Scotty. Scotty says, if you're new to Star Trek, I would start at Move Along Home or BEM. Oh my God, Scotty. And Yvette with a £2 super chat. £2 sterling super chat. Says, okay, kissing Dax, but ... Now, okay, now we're 2 behind. Where are our super chats? Where are our super chats? Why have they not shown up? Is this turned on? Is this turned on? Let's try again. Come on. Come on, play. Alert box, it's on. Oh, come on, don't tell me that this is broken again. Well, it would appear that it is not working. In which case, we'll have to force things along. Thank you very much for Jedi Bill and the lovely Yvette. We got some kissing Dax the hard way, but we got some kissing Dax. I will have to figure out what's going on with these alerts. My guess is they will start working on their own without me having to do anything. Where are we? Pop Culture, yeah, why would they give them a woman's name? Pop Culture Curator says hello to Antidote Jill, and also says Antidote Jill hit 500 subs today, guys. Congratulations to Antidote Jill for hitting 500 subscribers. I thought she had hit it, but congrats again. Cody Guy is waving. Welcome, Cody Guy. Scotty says walking down the street, the kind I'd like to meet. Joseph Dredd says move along home. Why not start at Trouble with Tribbles? Yeah, I think he's just being silly. Andrew Jill says hi to Pop and thank you. Joseph Dredd says hi to Jill. Last Son of K says congrats on 500 subs to Antiderivative Jill. 47 Yorktown says hello, young sir. Scotty says Jill is 500. Yes. Pop Culture Curator says, are you going to do a celebration stream to Antiderivative Jill? I'm sure she will at some point. Patterns of Force tomorrow will certainly be a celebration stream of sorts. If it's our first stream over 500. In the wee hours of the morning this morning, she did a tribute stream to Cardinal Sin, as we are all still remembering the passing of Cardinal Sin. She had a stream, a tribute to him overnight hours tonight. So if you guys haven't seen that yet, it is up and you can go check that out. Keely Chow, with using their 1 month Friend of Karoga membership, says Kissing Dax never gets old. Thank you, Keely Chow. We'll see. We'll see if we get another Kissing Dax. I'm sure we'll get one more Kissing Dax before the stream ends, at least. 47 Yorktown says, hello, young sir. Hello, 47. Pop Culture Curious says, asks Jill if she's going to do a celebration. Scotty says, I applied for Star Trek. Bird gets it. Salmon Moose is deadly. I didn't have it, though. Okay, good for you. Mr. Londell's Groovy Movies says Salmon Moose is fish paste. Oh, God. That's like worse than spam. That's like fish spam. Oh, God. Oh, God. I'm making myself sick. Oh, could you imagine a 20-year can of fish spam? Somebody opens it and decides, oh, they're gonna heat it, and they're gonna take it on an airplane, and all the children on the plane start getting sick, and the whole crew is sick, and then they've got to land the plane, but the pilot's vomiting. The pilot vomits into the instrument panel, and it shorts out. Next thing you know, plane is gone. Flight, what was that? MH, whatever, lost somewhere in the Indian Ocean. All because some son of a bitch decided to open canned fish paste at altitude. Probably while half the cabin was asleep, but everyone awake vomited, including the pilots. That's my theory. Eastland Burkholder says, hello, Eastland. Random Menace says, where is my Kissing Dax? Well, it was played, Random Menace. Pleasant Valley Picker, Canada says, hi, everyone, just popping on for a few minutes during my lunch break. Kapla, Pleasant Valley Picker, Canada. And Scotty yells PvP. Jedi Bill says, I see you, Scotty. And it's Jedi Bill. Joseph Dredd says, ergo cognito, Dredd. Scotty says, you're a Jedi, Bill. Yes, sir. Pleasant Valley Picker says hi to Scotty. Joseph Dredd says, Wilson Phillips is an all-female band. Is that true? I had no idea. I thought Wilson Phillips was a person. Dan Ben says, yeah, Wilson Phillips is 3 ladies singing a song I don't like. Scotty says, hold on one more day. Peter Ryder, Captain Finity says, Kapla, Bird of Prey, and extra thanks for being there for me the other week. You're a star. Kapla, Captain Finity. I know you have your drama with people. Drama for me, I generally could not care less. Neither an insult nor or whatever the opposite of an insult is. A compliment, neither an insult nor a compliment. Just everybody's got a clean slate in Karoga. Pop Culture Curator says, Dan Ben, thank goodness they only sang one song. Scotty says, I knew a disco era Klingon. She looked like Louis Gossett Jr. There are no disco era Klingons, Scotty. There are Klingorks. Captain Infinity says, Bob, strange name for a girl. I agree. Scotty says, up and down. LDG says, where's your back button now, bird? Right where it's supposed to be. The top left. Scotty says, hardcore. Keely Chow says, hey, everybody, what's going on? Kapla, Keely. Joseph Dredd says, Mara from Day of the Dove or Grilka were my favorite female Klingons. Those are solid Klingons, female Klingons. Scotty wants a symbiont inside of him. It's a very disturbing thought, Scotty. Dan Benz says Wilson Phillips, because two of the ladies are daughters of Bree Wilson from Beach Boys, and the third lady is a dad. And third lady dad is a guy from Mamas and Papas. Okay. Dan Benz says they also have symbionts in Stargate SG-1. That is true, they do. Scotty says he is rather silly. You are. You're a very silly person, Scotty, which is good. It's good to have silliness. Captain Infinity says, I'm happy to announce I'm quitting live streams in favor of script writing. If that's what you want to do, Captain, then good luck with it. I think people will miss the live streams, but you know, things change. You want to script write, and hope you will share your scripts with us. Joseph Dredd says most of the symbionts in SG-1 were the baddies. That's true. Captain Infinity says, Jill, I sent you a too long don't read about Gil's script online. Keely Chow says, congrats to Antiderivative Jill. Gorilla's Random Thought says, congrats, Jill, on joining the 500 Club. Wait, is that five? Oh, you mean 500 subscribers. Okay. Pop Culture Curator says, Salmon Moose will give you a poop geyser up your neck. Although he didn't say poop. Dave G. Sounds says, Kapla, Karoga. Kapla, Dave G. So I had this thought today that I wanted to try and get Gul Dukat, Mark Alemo. I wanted to try to get him on the stream. I felt like he's a guy that might want some attention and didn't seem to be getting the attention that he could get. And I just thought, and I also unfortunately heard, like in passing on Shuttlepod show last week, that somebody, their guest last week, I think she said that he kind of lost his voice and it's very hard for him to talk. So he stopped doing conventions and stuff. So I thought, you know, maybe if he has a hard time doing, you know, big things, maybe he would sit down, not on a stream, but we could record some. I don't know. I have no idea how to even get a hold of the guy. So I went to Wikipedia. I was reading up on him, like on his life after Star Trek. And it said that he was retired. And it said that it said that he put out a statement at some point that he would be interested in acting, but he doesn't currently have any representation or any any agent or whatever. Anyway, so I said, okay, well, let me go to the most recent link used in Wikipedia that would have, you know, had data on him. So I went to the most recent footnote that talked about Mark Alamo, and it turned out to take me to a YouTube video. Like, what the fuck is this? Okay, what YouTube video is it? Oh, holy shit, it's Orville Nation. Oh my God, it's PJ. PJ? I clicked on it, and the most recent link in Wikipedia to Mark Alamo's footnotes is a link to an Orville Nation stream I was on. I was like, oh my God, it was my own. I mean, it wasn't my stream, it was PJ's stream, but it was PJ's stream with me, Deej, Sirach Lofton, Jake Sisko, and a couple other people on it. And of course, PJ. Oh my God. So in trying to find the contact information to Mark Alamo, I ended up bringing me full circle right back to myself. So I guess according to Wikipedia, the handful of people that have the most way of contacting Mark Alamo, it's already me. Me and PJ and Deej and I guess Sirach Lofton. So yeah, I don't think we're gonna see Mark Alamo anytime soon. I was kind of hoping it would give me some other breadcrumb trail to follow, but not so much. Maybe one day. To be honest, the guy always kind of creeped me out. I mean, he's a really good actor, or he's a really bad actor who's just really, really intense at being. Because the thing is, it's not just Star Trek where he was a bad guy. Most of his outside Star Trek acting, he was the bad guy. He has a history of playing villains. So like one wonders, why is he always playing the villain? Is it just easier for him? Or can you just detect? There's just something about him, right? There's just something about the guy that's like, I don't know. Anyway, I really want to hear him because I really, listen, I mean, we all want to know what happened on that last day of shooting where he said Avery Brooks punched him in the face, and everybody seems to confirm that, listen, everybody seems to confirm Avery Brooks did punch him. The only debate is about whether it was intentional or not, okay? But the man got hit. Everybody saw him get hit. He went into the hospital. They had to call an ambulance. Those things happened. What's debatable is whether Avery Brooks intentionally punched the guy or not. I don't know. And in the documentary, because they couldn't get Avery Brooks to even comment on what happened, they couldn't put it in the main documentary, so they had to put it in the supplemental info. So if you've seen the Deep Space Nine documentary, What We Left Behind, and you don't know what I'm talking about, it's because it's in the DVD extras or the Blu-ray extras, and not in the main documentary. But Mark Alamo talks about in the last episode of shooting of Deep Space Nine, the very last scene was the scene in the fire caves where Sisko punches Dukat in the face, and because the camera's from behind, Avery Brooks is supposed to punch, well in front of Mark Alamo's face, so it wouldn't even be close. But for whatever reason, on the very last scene, on the very last take, Avery Brooks, instead of his fist going, 6 inches in front of his face, makes full contact with Mark Alamo's head. And Mark Alamo falls down and ends up in the hospital, and whatever happens from there happens. So I really want to hear more about it. I'm sure many people would. I'm sure it would be the interview of the century for a channel like mine. But I don't know. I don't know how to get him. I'm not sure he'd want to talk. I'm thinking he would. I mean, he seemed like he would talk about it in the documentary, but I don't know if he's physically able to talk about it or what at this point. And then I wouldn't want to be unfair to Avery Brooks. And I would certainly give Avery Brooks every opportunity if he'd want to come on and tell his side of the story. But yeah, I would go with just Mark Alamo if that's all I could get. The Random Menace says, I want my donation. Kissing Dax. You keep forgetting about people who do not give YouTube 30%. Random Menace, you absolutely get your Kissing Dax donation. And I'm all happy for people who don't give YouTube 30%. I for those who use the tip link in the description, there is a link for a tip that bypasses the YouTube 30%. Those I do get notified on. Oh my God, I missed it. You're absolutely right. 205 today, put in a $2.49 tip, a $2.49 tip, and says Mop is right, just like always. I am so sorry, Random Menace. Again, it's broken. Usually those would play. Play alerts. Let's try it. Why is it not working? Alert box, Streamlabs. What the hell is going on? Come on. John Araki with 5. Oh no, John Araki gifted 5 new memberships. Thank you so much, John Araki. And Todd Jenny, Sean Estep, Aberjam UK, Robert Hammer, and Immortal Technique. Thank you, John Araki, for those 5 brand new memberships. Thank you so much. The Random Menace, thank you. Thank you for bypassing YouTube. And there you go. So here it is. Another Kissing Dax, courtesy of Random Menace and John Araki and everyone else who has been generous today. Thank you again. Gorilla's Random Thoughts says, maybe the pilot of that F-35 opened the fish spam and had to eject. Yeah, I saw something about a missing F-35. I don't know if I don't know the latest. Did they find the pilot? If they did, and if the pilot's okay, then okay. If the pilot is still missing, then I really don't want to joke about it just yet. Dan Ben says some Klingons in the animated series 70s had like an afro, he thinks. Captain Finity says Scotty just made me promise to go live in 45 minutes like a fickle Bobby. Joseph Dredd says, I'm not worried about the vacant F-35 jet flying on autopilot. I'm more worried about the vacant F-35 flying on autopilot. Holy shit, it's flying on autopilot. I did not know about that. That is good to know. Where is it? Captain Finity says, that's definitely weird. Never happened with a warthog. That is true. Mr. CCDV, Kapla, Mr. CCDV, says Data is just a droid. Or one's a droid, one's annoyed. Was that the joke that Guinan told? Dan Ben says a lot of actors like playing the bad guy. Joseph Dredd says Avery Brooks played Hawk on Spencer for Hire. Mr. CCTV says being a good bad guy is difficult. That's true. Taylor Swift, greater than Disney Star Wars, says hello. Taylor Swift, greater than Disney Star Wars. That is an epic username. Jedi Bill says hello to Mr. CCTV. Dan Ben says, I think this 55-second clip from the DS9 documentary. Okay. Mr. CCTV says, what's up to Jedi Bill? Dan Ben says, yeah, he says Avery Brooks would have a different story. Taylor Swift, greater than Disney Star Wars, puts in the sassy Mamo Pray and Karogan flag and poker emojis. Anti-derivative Jill says, thanks to Last on a K, Scotty, Gilly Chow, and Gorillas. Random thoughts. And then we got John Araki's memberships. Dan Ben says there's a deleted scene from the DS9 documentary called One Last Punch at time index 231. LDG at Free the Net says, I kind of like it better with Dax Super Chats. I kind of like it this way better with Dax Super Chats. Birds make Bird actually work. Thank you, I guess. Gorilla says pilot found and in hospital, but jet is on autopilot. Damn. How is it that they didn't put in some way to fly it automatically? You would think there'd be a flightless control option, pilotless control option. Joseph Dredd says pilot is okay. He ejected. The Marines called on public to help find the jet. Oh my God. That is weird. Gorilla says they can find video of Robert getting roped at a dark theater, but can't find our jet. And Taylor Swift Taylor Swift greater than Disney Star Wars puts in tacos emojis, making me hungry. So let's get to September. It is September 18th, and it is National Cheeseburger Day, National Day of Civic Hacking. Join developers, designers, government employees, data scientists at special events. That's a day for LDG. National First Love Day, which I've already commented on several of my first loves. Also, if your first love was a cheeseburger. That's one special cheeseburger, although I would not advise anyone to eat the cheeseburger. A well-loved cheeseburger has special sauce on it, if you know what I mean. It's Chiropractic Founders Day. Some words I don't understand. Global Company Culture Day, which sounds like some millennial holiday. Hug a Greeting Card Writer Day. That's weird. Independence Day for Chile. International Equal Pay Day. The first step in closing the gender age gap. Wait, the gender age. What the fuck is a gender age? The first step in closing the gender age up is understanding the role you can play. The gender age up? I don't think that means what they think it means. Locate an old friend day. There he is in the past. National Cartonnage Day. Let's celebrate the centuries-old art of cartonnage this September 18th, right here at National Day. So fucking a day for boxes. It is basically National Box Day. Mama Pray's favorite holiday. I'm sure she's not here right now. She's out of earshot, but I'm sure this is not her favorite day. National HIV, AIDS, and Aging Awareness Day. Why would they bundle HIV, AIDS, and aging? It might seem like an odd combination for an observance, but it actually makes perfect sense. You know what? I'm going to trust you that it does. I'm not going to click on it. National Report Kickback Fraud Day. Learn about kickback fraud and how to protect yourself and others from getting scammed. So apparently, this is a doctor wearing handcuffs, and you can tell it's a doctor because they're in their lab coat and they still have the stethoscope in one hand, and they still have $500 bills, 5 $100 bills in their other hand, and the handcuffs still on. So the police, they came, they patted them down, they handcuffed the doctor, and they left the doctor, assuming they let the doctor keep their stethoscope, and they let the doctor keep the most recent money they were going to pay in a kickback. And I guess they figured they would look more guilty if they took the picture with the doctor still having these stuff in their hands. It's National Respect Day. RESPCT. Respect, that's what, I forget the words. But that day, there are multiple ways to show someone respect. Let us show you how. And it's also, yes, Mama Pray. Oh.
You're going to have to abruptly end or put them on hold.
Be back.
There really is a Kentucky Fried Chicken school.
Yep, today we're making the Colonel's original recipe.
What have you learned?
Fresh chicken makes the best chicken.
And that we use 11 herbs and spices.
Oh, but that's the Colonel's secret. And special pressure cooking.
So it's always tender and juicy.
Looks like you've learned to make great chicken.
Only way to serve our customers right.
It's so nice to feel so good about a meal, so good about Kentucky Fried Chicken.
What's in this little blue egg that keeps Barbara Eden looking slim and trim?
Oh, there's only one answer to that. It's Legs Control Top Pantyhose. See, Legs slims and trims but doesn't bind. So you get comfort and control.
Stretching, bending, standing, sitting. There's one pantyhose that's always spinning. Nothing beats a great pair of legs.
Ohayo, buddy. Wow, scrambled egg muffin, hash potato, hot cake. Wow! あれ大変だここかなこっちかよしここだあれもうおいしい笑顔マクドナルドみんなもおいでよ
Sorry about that. We are back. It is Purple Bra Day, Read an Ebook Day, Respect for the Aged Day, Rice Krispie Treats Day, U.S. Air Force Day. That's a bad day to lose a plane. I know it was the Marines and not the Air Force, but it still doesn't look good. And finally, World Water Monitoring Day. Quite a few number of days on this September the 18th. What is Purple Bra Day? Come make a difference in someone's life by supporting the battle against breast cancer. So a purple bra means you're against breast cancer. Interesting. The Purple Bra is on September 18th. We're going to show you how to celebrate this day in the best way possible. Do you know it's been 22 years since Breast Cancer WA was established? Since then, the establishment provided for financial and mental support for thousands of people with breast cancer. Purple Bra Day, a drive organized by Breast Cancer Care WA, was created to encourage people to donate to the cause, to raise awareness about breast cancer. People celebrate this day by volunteering, raising funds, and wearing a purple bra on top of their clothing to show support for breast cancer patients. Very interesting. Okay, and now I need to take a pill, which I should have taken a minute ago. So I apologize, but in the meantime, let's do something interesting. What's this? Okay, sorry about that. So let's go back Let's do a Wordle today. Guys, put in a 5-letter word, and I will start with that. Let's go back in the chat. Mr. CCDV says, I like Dax regardless. She decided to stay female. I'm plenty okay with that. Pop Culture Curator says, you would think the jet would have built-in GPS. Yeah, I would think so too. Joseph Dredd says, National Cheeseburger Day. Mr. CCDV says, I thought I could pay for a cheeseburger next Tuesday. I gladly pay you Tuesday for a cheeseburger today. Captain Fandom Nerd says, hello, Captain. Joseph Dredd will pass on National Purple Bra Day. People are saying hello to Captain. Mr. CCDV says, Purple Bra, I'm in. And Mr. Londell says, shake. Oh, Gorilla's Random Thoughts. Gorilla was first today with Ouija. Finally, Gorilla, you get your word. Ouija. And one letter. So now we'll put in Mr. Londell's shake. And we get the A in the right place and a K. There's a K. Okay. So, what word? And we know the K is in the wrong place. We have an A in the middle. And we know it's a K. K and A. No. Where the hell? Where the hell? Maybe it ends in K. Something that ends in CK. So plaque, PLACK. Nope. It does end in K. So what else? It's not an S. There's no S's. What other letter? What other letter could be before K? NK? Shank? Ank? I don't know. Crank? Drank, DRANK. Okay, rank, we're one letter off. Quank, rank, trank, yank, a rank, Frank. It's a name. That's it. That was it. We got it. In 5. I got it in 5. Not bad. Miss Londell says RESPECT. Find out what it means to me. That's it. Thank you, Mr. Londell. Mr. CCDV says, wow, I'm currently wearing legs. I like cracking the eggs. The Random Man says, I do not own a purple bra. Well, maybe Erica does. Yvette says, I was wearing a purple bra by coincidence today. That's awesome. LDG says, that beat is growing on me. Hated it at first. Mr. CCTV says, irony, I was supposed to take a gummy pill a couple hours ago. LDG says, Bertle in 3. The Random Menace says, bird dancing to Miami Sound Machine and Gloria Estefan. I had no idea who I was dancing to. Gorilla's Random Thoughts, says Ouija. Dave G says, lolling. Miss Londell threw out shake. Mr. CCTV says, I know you like Wordle. LDG and I are dyslexic, so ain't no fun for me. Pop Culture Curator says Shart. LDG got Wordle in 5, as did I. Miss Londell tried Crank. Pop Culture Curator also said to try Crank. Luckily, I went with vastly superior Frank. Mr. CCTV says, sometimes I feel I need a shank. Jim's Landscape LLC, Commodore Productions, says, hail bird in chat, kapla Commodore. And Commodore links to the repair video. LDG says, random useless information. I'm eating fish and carrots with lemon. You are correct, LDG. That is indeed random useless information. Let's head on over to Dear Bop. What's our Dear Bop situation? We have 2 Dear Bops for today. It's not too bad. Okay, let's just get them out of the way. Dear Bop, what happens in the holodeck stays in the holodeck. Okay, I mean, that's not a question. I don't see any requests for information or anything. So sure, I would surmise that to be, well, okay, I mean, realistically, no. Certainly not on a starship. If you're using the Federation holosuites, holodeck on like the Enterprise or Voyager, I would expect all those things to be public knowledge. However, if you were using the holosuites, like at Quarks, I would still expect that to be public, in that he would sell the information to the highest bidder. But perhaps if you paid extra, you would have some way of keeping what you did in there private. Because I imagine people who use the holosuite don't want, everyone to know if they're using, Vulcan Love Slave or, Andorian, mining consortium. Either way, they're having sex, but it's, some people might be embarrassed. Yeah, exactly. Quark records them too. Dear Bob, I don't understand why I'm in HR. I started with my therapist telling me I should talk to more people. She said maybe compliment them to start a conversation. So fast forward to today, I told this gal her hair smelled nice, and she immediately stormed into the office yelling about harassment. The worst part is she was using my height against me, like I can control that she is 6'4" and I'm only 4'7". Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you walked into that one. R. Okay. So a compelling day of Dear Bops. Last on the case is wouldn't want to be the crewman responsible for cleaning the holodecks. Yeah. And then lower decks came in, and they could have made cleaning the holodecks like the job that we all know it to be, but instead instead of having them clean up sticky puddles on the floor and walls and ceilings, they're instead cleaning canisters of like toxic green ooze. Like, what the fuck is... I'm not worried about green ooze on the holodeck, Mike McMahon. Okay, nobody's worried about cleaning up toxic ooze. The ship would take care of the toxic ooze. Okay, I'm worried about cleaning up the fucking you-know-whats. When all the hollow matter disappears and the only thing left is the real matter that, you know, Tom Paris and Harry Kim left behind in the holographic representation of the Delaney sisters that gets left behind. Somebody's got to mop that shit out. And I'm telling you, the doctor is tired of mopping out the holosuite. Just because... I got to take this. Hello? I'll be right back, people. Okay, sorry about that. It's all the phone calls are coming. Yeah, you don't want to be cleaning holodecks. Joseph Dredd says, what about the Krillian holodecks, the ones in Enterprise? Well, those seem cleaner because all the nastiness happens in the bowl. So they take the bowl out, and I think you just clean the bowl in your, you know, that lady probably cleaned the bowl herself. You know, it makes cleaning the holodeck much easier. Mr. CCTV says, it amazes me they never show a shuttle being worked on. The future has no dirt, I guess. LDG says, rule of acquisition, only a sucker pays more to be ripped off. Last on the cases, I'm sure Riker, Geordi, and Wesley left a lot of DNA in the holodecks. Yeah, that whole civilization that needed DNA to keep going, they should have just made a deal to clean the holodecks of all the ships, all the starships in Starfleet. They would come to that planet to get their shuttle, get their holosuites cleaned, and they could get all the DNA they needed. Joseph Dredd says Janeway spent a lot of time on the holodecks. You're right. I mean, this is not only men, okay? It's not just men who are depositing liquids in the holosuite. I'm sure there's liquids literally coming out of women too. So it's not just men. So, plus, I mean, there's going to be times when you're going to use the bathroom and you're in the holosuite, right? Like if you just got to pee or poop, you're in a toilet, you know, you use it, you make toilet paper, or a bidet or whatever, and it still comes out and it needs to go someplace, right? It needs to be turned into apples, right? They turn your poop into apples or whatever. So how does it get from the holodeck to waste reclamation? I'm guessing somebody needs to move it manually. Last on the case says, I'm sure she didn't leave as much genetic evidence behind. That's true. I mean, certainly not genetic, but depending on how stimulated and depending on the woman, it could be a fair amount of material left behind. I'm just saying. But anyway, yeah. Let's do a quick check of the news. Trudeau accuses India in killing of Canadian Sikh leader. Now, what is Canada going to do? Declare war on India? I'd like to see the day. Unlicensed acupuncturist caused woman's lung collapse. That is not good. What do we got? The Iranian prisoner swap. Yeah. Where's this plane? Where's the plane? F-35 pilot fighter jet missing after pilot ejects after mishap. Where was this plane? U.S. asking for help finding missing F-35 fighter jet after pilot ejects during mishap. The jet left in autopilot over South Carolina, but officials said Monday it's no longer flying. U.S. fighter jet stealth capabilities appear to be working too well, with authorities forced to ask the public for help finding an F-35 that went missing somewhere over South Carolina when the pilot ejected because of a mishap. Joint Base Charleston and Air Base in North Charleston said it was working with Marine Corps Air Station Buford to locate an F-35 that was involved in a mishap Sunday afternoon. Maybe the aliens came and they decided to take one of our ships. They're like, aha, fuck you, buddy. Now we have one of your ships and we'll trade you back. You want this F-35 back? We're going to need our ship back. The pilot was able to safely eject from the aircraft, an F-35B Lightning II jet, and was taken to a local medical center in stable condition, said in a Facebook post around 5:35 p.m. That must have been, what, yesterday? Because it's 5:35 p.m. right now. The 2nd Marine Aircraft Wing, the jet belongs to, one of the unit's training squadrons, confirmed Sunday's mishap and that the pilot had ejected safely. So that plane is either long gone or crashed. It's certainly not flying anywhere near North Carolina. The search and recovery effort for the aircraft is ongoing. The jet was left in autopilot when the pilot ejected. Why wouldn't it have been aimed at the ground? Authorities believe there was a possibility it could have remained airborne for some time, though as of noon Monday, they were certain it was no longer flying. The FAA did not immediately respond to requests for comment, and the circumstances that prompted the pilot to eject from the aircraft were not immediately clear. He probably ejected because there was a spider in the cockpit. I mean, if there's a spider in the cockpit, what the fuck are you supposed to do? Joint Base Charleston said in a statement that it was coordinating with unit and leaders in the Marines and the Navy, as well as the FAA, Civil Air Patrol, and local law enforcement across the South Carolina. The base said searchers were using both ground and air assets. When asked early Monday whether the jet had crashed, Huggins said he was unable to elaborate. Okay, obviously to me, if they haven't found it already, it crashed into the ocean. That's all I can think. There's no way it crashed and nobody noticed it crashed on the ground. The incidents attracted some criticism, with Representative Nancy Mace, R, South Carolina, asking in a social media post, how the hell do you lose an F-35? How is there not a tracking device? And we're asking the public to find a jet and turn it in, she wrote. Aerospace giant Lockheed Martin describes the F-35 on its website as the most advanced fighter jet in the world, as well as the most lethal, stealthy, and survivable aircraft. Yeah, that's very suspect. Very suspect. Around 64,000 portable generators, ouch, recalled over a burn injury risk. Hunter Biden sues IRS, saying disclosures by agents violated his privacy. Good luck with that, Hunter. Intel unveils glass substrates for chips to advanced Moore's Law. Moore's Law. I can't believe we're still hearing about that. For me, let's see. This is usually where the Star Trek stuff is. Nothing. A local emergency search for missing F-35 continues. South Carolina students reported their teacher's lesson on Ta-Nehisi Coates. The fuck? The one actor Ryan Reynolds will flat out never work with again. Could not care less. Fact checks. Viral posts about Biden opening border gates are missing content. So that's a yes. Cable TV is on life support, but a new bundle is coming alive. Here are some of the new ways researchers might detect gravitational waves. I don't know, not a whole lot of news today. I'm looking. No. Oh well. Oh, well, guys, I guess that's probably going to be about it. Is there anything else in the chat? Oh my God. Oh my God. I never thought I'd be reading this, but here we are. Mr. Lundell's Groovy Movies. I don't see Janeway as a squirter. Mr. CCTV says she left plenty of spooge. Joseph Dredge is near Charleston, South Carolina. Buford is near Hilton Head, South Carolina. Last on the case, it'd be easy to find once it crashes. Just look for a massive fireball on or near the ground. Well, if it doesn't crash until it's out of fuel, then there probably isn't going to be much of a fireball. Mr. CCTV says Hilton Head is nice. I haven't been there for 2 decades. Last on a K says Mexican Iron Man lives in Hilton Head. Oh, that's cool. Ms. Lundell says, I think the Chinese have it. They pulled a Firefox for real. That would be interesting if the Chinese were able to get it from South Carolina. You know, I'm almost impressed enough to say let them keep it. Joseph Dredd says Firefox was a pretty good movie, better than most movies today. And Pop Culture Curator says take care, everyone. Yeah, guys, thank you all for hanging out. Thank you all to Jesus, for everybody, to those, all the member channel memberships. Thank you so much. I will update those shortly. Thank you for the donations, the super chats, and you know, with all those, we will end again on one more of Kissing Dax, since you all deserved it. Take a bow, everyone. Take a bow, and Kapla, Kapla, Random Menace, Kapla all.